We got something really cool for you this week. We're gonna take a filet mignon and stuff it with lobster tails. Whoa, mind blown. Let's get started. So if you think about the most incredible meal that you can make for the one you love, maybe it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, whoever, what do you think of? Oh, a filet mignon would be great, right? Oh, maybe they want some lobster tails. Ooh, what a great idea. We're gonna combine those two. It'll go over better than any pair of diamond earrings you could possibly come up with. The ultimate surf and turf. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stuff this with this. Before we do that, you have to hit the subscribe button down there. Give me a thumbs up on the video. Turn on the bell for notifications. You don't want to miss anything we've got coming up. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. I promise you. Now, before we cook this, we're gonna wanna prepare these beautiful lobsters. We're gonna cut them down the back, we're gonna pull the meat out, we're gonna set it right back on top and cook it just like that, because if we just stuff the filet mignon with it, it's not gonna cook. It won't come to temperature. We wanna get this to temperature. First, we need to light our charcoals before we prepare the lobster. Let's get that started so we can get this beautiful meal going. Now, the beautiful part about cooking in Big Green Eggs and Kamado cookers is that you can reuse your charcoal. As you can see, we've got plenty of charcoal left from our last cook. It's a little bit burnt, but it's still perfectly fine and very usable. So we're not even gonna add any new charcoal. We're just gonna use what we have already in. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these lobsters right down the back. Now we could have been like anybody else and just go ahead and boil these lobster tails or steam them, but no, we're grillers. We like charcoal, fire. We wanna cook this and pull this meat out of here so that it cooks nice and evenly. The reason we have to cook it first is because if we don't, we're gonna put this in the center of the beef, and guess what? If we go into the temperature of 145 degrees that you need for this, it's never gonna cook, because we're only gonna cook our tenderloin till about 125 degrees. So we have to make sure this is cooked first. All right, we're gonna cook indirect, which means no flames directly underneath it. The magic number here is 250 degrees. We're gonna cook these at 250 degrees. That's the magic number. Put it down in the comments. I'm gonna pick a winner. Of all the people that comment 250 degrees, I'm gonna pick a winner for a free bag of charcoal. Woo, how does that sound? Just got a little more interesting, didn't it? So we're gonna use a half a stick of unsalted butter. Whenever I'm cooking with seafood, I like to use unsalted because they come from the salt water. We wanna make sure we have lots of flavor, so we're gonna put some fresh rosemary. Got some fresh thyme sprigs, you're gonna drop that right in, and some fresh sage leaves. Ronaldo says eat your lobster. So we built our butter here. We got butter, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I got it right this time. We're gonna put it all on the grill together at our magic temperature of 250 degrees. Let these cook. We're gonna baste this with this every once in a while. It's gonna be really good. Let's go ahead and do it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut a nice pocket all along the meat, so when that lobster tail comes off, we're gonna cut them in half lengthwise. We're gonna stuff it into the pocket in the meat. We're gonna tie it around it so that the lobster's nice and sealed in the middle. We're gonna add some butter and herbs and all kinds of good stuff in there too for extra flavor. We're gonna tie it, we're gonna season it, and we're gonna put it back on the grill to reverse sear this whole entire thing. It's gonna be fantastic. Our lobsters are done. Next part, meat. But first we have to get the lobsters ready for the meat. So we're gonna pull it out of the shell. We're gonna cut it right down the middle so it can fit into that pocket. Remember the pocket? Real nicely. Okay, the only thing left to do is to tie it up, right? No, no, no. FOGO charcoal here. We got to take it next level. What we're going to do is we're going to open it back up. We're going to take our butter and pour it in. Let's do that. We're even going to add some of these herbs back in there. What do you think? Last thing we want to do, because we want it to cook evenly, is to fold this over so we have one even-sized roast. So I've got 4 pieces of kitchen twine here, all cut the same size. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie our roast closed, make sure the lobster's nice and enclosed inside of it. So that tie it at different intervals, make sure that it's even sized the whole way through so that when we put it back on the egg, it cooks evenly at the same temperature the whole way through. Now let's get to tying. All right, time to season, right? Once again, no, no, no. We're gonna go a little bit next level. We got some butter left over. So we're gonna take our beautiful butter and just brush it right on. Last but not least, let's put some seasoning on here. Simple, salt, pepper, and my magic secret ingredient, it's no secret, garlic powder. No vampires around here, baby. Let's get this baby loaded up. Sorry, I realized I forgot something in the process. Lobster, I sliced it open. We stuffed it, we tied it, we seasoned it. Oh yeah, let's put it on the grill. All right, so while this is cooking, we're gonna make a little cream sauce to go over the top of this because we don't quite have enough flavor in there yet. Actually, we do, but this is gonna be just the crown jewel. Mwah. It's gonna be a cream sauce, gonna start with beef butter. I'm gonna add a little bit of onion in here for some flavor. Just gonna cook that down for a minute. Next, we're gonna add 1/2 cup beef broth. We wanna get a good amount of cracked pepper in there, so I got this on my roughest chop setting. 1.5 cups of heavy cream. And what goes better with steak than some bourbon? So we're just gonna add a couple splashes of bourbon in here. We're gonna add a little tiny bit of pinch of salt in there. Not a lot, just a pinch. Now, the thing about this sauce is that it's bubbling away. You want to keep stirring it, otherwise it's going to break and it's going to not be a good sauce. It's going to all look gross. Okay, we should be there. Let's see what we got here. 123, 125. Okay, good. I'd say we're there. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. Our sauce is simmering. Our steak is looking beautiful. What I did is I took the deflector out of the egg and we're letting that fire build up. So we're gonna take that steak and give it one good last hard sear and get a nice solid crust on the outside of it. And now we give the old flipperoonie. You wanna let this sear for about 1 minute per side. You don't wanna go any longer. You just wanna give it a nice crust on the outside. That's it. Ooh, this is Captain Ron from the future. See these strings? I'm about to cut them off right down there. One thing I would do differently, leave the strings on until after you've carved it. It'll make it stay nice together. It kind of came apart when I cut it. That's the only thing I would do differently. Now, back to the present. And now, for the final part, let's sauce it. All right, so after that, we're feeling a little saucy. Oh, get it, saucy? Yeah, that's right. Now my favorite time to taste a bite. Let's try it here. Get a piece with a little bit of lobster, a little bit of sauce involved. I love it when a plan comes together. Love it. My God, that is outstanding. You want to impress the one you love? You want to impress the one you don't love? I don't care. Make it for whoever you can. Make it for yourself. Eat the whole thing. It's just so good. That lobster, that filet mignon is just absolutely tender like you can't believe. The seasoning was great. Don't put a whole bunch on it. You got enough flavor built into this entire meal as it is. It's so good. Anyway, don't forget, put the magic number down in the comments before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, rewind a little bit and see, okay? Put it in the comments. I'm going to choose one of you that makes the wrong comment for a bag of free charcoal. So don't forget, subscribe right here, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications when we're putting out a new video, and give them a thumbs up. Come on, I put a lot of work into this one. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in for another week of the FOGO Life. Get out and grill, and we'll see you next time.